Hello, welcome back to the banks of the Nile. Our grand story of ancient Egypt is moving forward. Look around. People are building bigger towns, planting more crops in the rich soil, and pushing back the golden sands of the deep desert. In the First Dynasty, we finally joined the upper and lower lands together into one country. But getting everyone to agree to live under one roof is hard. Keeping them from breaking that roof apart is the real trick. That brings us to the Second Dynasty. This is the moment where our young kingdom has to prove it can survive its own growing pains. If the new kings lose control now, all these farms and towns will scatter. The great Egyptian civilization would end before anyone even truly knew its name. Our first test falls to a king named Hotep II. His name actually means pleasing in powers. The kingdom was restless. People were arguing over who should really be in charge. Hotep II traveled through the lands, calmed the angry crowds, and proved that a pharaoh's word was the law. He made the streets safe again. But kings realized that armies and laws weren't enough to hold millions of people together. The next rulers, Ra-Neb and Ninecher, found a different way to unite the country, through the gods. Ra-Neb tied his own name to the sun god, Ra. He told everyone that the pharaoh was a chosen representative of the bright, powerful sun above them. By linking themselves to the heavens, these kings gave the people a shared faith. A rebel might try to argue with a human king, but no one wants to argue with the sun. But as the years passed, the clear records of the pharaohs began to fade. A great silence falls over this part of the Second Dynasty. That silence only breaks with the arrival of King Peribsen. His reign reveals a kingdom that was suddenly and violently pulled apart. Look at the sacred symbols carved into this stone. For generations, kings placed the Horus falcon above their name, but Peribsen did the unthinkable. He replaced it with the animal of Seth. This massive shift suggests a power struggle reaching into Egypt's very soul. The situation was severe. The upper and lower lands, which had fought so hard to become one family, were tearing away from each other. Peribsen's reign left behind a fractured map. Half the country worshipped one god, the other half worshipped another, and the dream of a united Egypt was crumbling. But our story doesn't end in ruin. Out of the chaos steps a powerful new leader, Khafre. His name means the two powerful ones appear. We can see the weight of his authority in this statue. He sits perfectly straight, wearing the tall white crown. He looks completely solid, and that is exactly what Egypt needed. Khafre marched across the divided lands and defeated the rebels. To prove the fighting was over, he placed both the Horus falcon and the Seth animal above his name. He told everyone that the two warring sides were finally at peace under his command. He built massive forts, restarted trade with distant lands, and gathered all the broken pieces of the government into one strong hand. The country that emerged from the fighting was tougher and richer than it was before. Khafre repaired the fractures by bringing the divided groups together and forcing them to cooperate. He saved the union. We survived. The Second Dynasty was wild and dangerous, but look closely at what these kings accomplished. Through rebellions and near disaster, they figured out how to keep millions of people fed, organized, and focused on shared gods. They built the royal traditions that every pharaoh after them would follow. Because Khafre made sure the ground beneath their feet was solid, the people of Egypt could stop worrying about whether their country would survive. They could start dreaming about what to build next. And in our next chapter, the Third Dynasty, they are going to do exactly that. They are going to reach for the sky, and they are going to build the impossible. See you then.